Paris, chérie, mon beau Paris, c'est toujours toi que j'aime.
Hello and welcome to Paris Set Me Free photo appreciation videos. Well, I'm appreciating the film, the pictures, the Paris pictures of some of the people who came on my tours in Paris, and this is Virginia and James from Sydney, Australia, who came and did a tour of Montmartre. And what we're looking at here is one of Virginia's pictures of the I Love You wall. I don't know if you know about this. It's near the Abbesse Metro. Let me just show you where we are. There's Paris. We have to head this way, up into the 18th, and there you can see where's Abbesse. Here's Abbesse here, and this is a very interesting place to have a look around. I'll just put you down here for a second, if I can. And there you can see that there's loads of interesting stuff in this little square. There's a very interesting red brick church, which is quite unusual. There's a carousel. There's a beautiful old Art Nouveau metro entrance, and then behind it here is this park where Virginia took this picture. I think it was Virginia. James, I hope I'm not doing you an injustice. And she's taken on board some of my zappy angle recommendations. anything except lifting the camera to your eye and clicking the shutter, and there it is. And I think it's good. It's got this nice diagonal going down here, and the blue of this complementing the big lump of blue here, taking in the whole wall. You can see it's a wall, but there's something strange about it. It's almost like a wedge. It's almost as though it's a wedge that is this shape here, and it's quite strange. The funny thing is, if you come year after year, or even month after month, you see this lady changing. Sometimes she's got a table, sometimes she's in a different position, sometimes she's got a different little saying here. It's often artistic things like I don't know, believe in art or something. Normally with a little play on words. If you look closely here, you can see the shape where there used to be another of these. My question is, how on earth do they do it? I reckon they must sneak in at night with a stepladder, but it's never taken down. If it peels, it's because nature wanted it to peel, and you'll come along later and it'll be replaced with a brand new one. There's another little square just around the corner where they do this as well. I'll show you one day. Okay, so this is a good one. It's there, and it's up to you to play around with it. We had some other nice shots where we went in really close, took shots skimming across the edge of that, and it came out very well. Now, if we look at the next one, any ideas where this is? Well, I guess it kind of tells you, because you've got in the foreground, you've got a hint of why this is a little bit special as a Parisian corner shop, because in fact it was the one that was in the film Le Fabuleux Destin d'Amélie Poulain. I think it's just called Amélie or something in English. A wonderful little film set in Montmartre, and this was her grocery store. Used to be just a corner grocery store, and ever since the film it's become a tourist attraction. I've never really worked out or asked them whether they like that fact or not, but they've certainly played on it. They've got lots of these racks with pictures of the film and some other stuff, and in the window on the side there's loads of clippings from newspapers of the time. And what you've got here, photographically speaking, is foreground interest and the background, which is great. It's getting in close, and Virginia made a great effort to do so. I think you could get in even closer if you like to this foreground thing, which tells you why you're taking a picture of the background. I think in the past I have actually managed to fill half of the shot, more or less, with these two postcards, and that would be done by having a wide angle lens, getting in so close that your nose is almost up against the Amelie's there, and putting it on one side and surrounding it by this lovely colourful fruit and veg as well. They said there's a rumour that in every single shot in the film there's green and red, and you can clearly see that in this particular shot there's a green background and she's got a red dress on. So that's one to watch out for if you are watching that film. It's a great one. I recommend you do. Little blip of red there, which kind of balances this big blast of red and colour there, doesn't it? Because this edge of the photo, this end has fallen into black and white really. It's nicely framed by these black and white pictures here, and there's your little blip of colour up there. Up to you in the end to decide whether you want it there or not. One of the first things about composition is knowing what is in your photograph and then deciding if you want it or not. So for example, look for the rubbish bin and then decide if you want it in there or not. Sometimes you'll be focusing so much on the center or getting this right in comparison to the rest, you actually won't look over here and see something horrendous. This red bit here, having said look out for other things, is the front of another shop here, I think. But because it's red, it doesn't really detract at all. In fact, it makes the red colour even stronger. Right, let me move on to the last photo I'll look at of Virginia's and see if you recognise it. You tell me. Is it in colour or black and white, by the way? Or some sort of sepia? That's a good question, isn't it? I would go for colour because you can see little bits of green tinges on the edges here, but you could definitely be forgiven for thinking it was black and white, or at least sepia tinted, and that would also be gorgeous. You could even go further, you could make it really quite sepia-ish, I think, and it would be lovely. I love this shot. I love it because it's just a mass of angles crashing into each other and tumbling on top of each other, including these wonderful long gargoyle type creatures. Look, have a look at that. That's a pig up there. Can you see? Every one of these has their own character. That's some sort of horse goat creature, would you say? That looks like a feline animal of some sort, or is it an eagle with wings there? That's the thing with Sacré-Cœur. And also I recommend going round the back of Sacré-Cœur. This is round the back, and they haven't cleaned it very much or very often or ever, and it gives it so much character. Look at the black streaking down there, and here in amongst those arches there, giving lots and lots of lovely texture and depth to the photograph. You don't even really need to increase the contrast after you've taken the shot, because you've already got this lovely contrasty bit there. And this particular angle, you know, because this part of it, and also the fact that Virginia have taken it at an angle, it means that it's just fascinating to look at. And because you're so zoomed in, I'm not disturbed by the fact that it's a building and you would think buildings should be upright, because you've gone in so far you can't see the edges except there, which means that you can turn this into just a composition of angles. Look at all these angles here. I don't think there's one angle which is parallel to the edge of the photograph, which is exactly what I would do. Look, there's one there, zig zag, and here, this coming down here, there's loads of angles going this way, loads and loads of diagonals there, and then look at the brickwork there, the lines of the bricks, they're all going this way, boom 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 boom, except when they're not going like this. And it's superb. I would definitely maybe work on this a little bit, maybe bump up the contrast a bit, and frame it and put it on your wall in a nice black frame, probably something like that, and I'd be very happy with that. It's great. I think I'm going to steal this idea, Virginia. Next time I'm there, I'm going to zoom in, tilt the camera, and just fill my frame with angles. There you go. You've inspired me once again. Thank you. So it was lovely to meet you in Paris, and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.
Depuis que je suis à Paris, le jour et la nuit, je suis gris. J'ai compris la douceur de vivre. Je suis fou de joie, je suis ivre. Depuis que je suis à Paris.